So welcome to another episode of the Modern Yin Podcast. I'm your host, Kimberley Roberts of SolefulYin, and I'm super stoked to talk about today's topic, which is all about why frustration lives in the body. So grab yourself a latte or a tea, get on the couch, grab your favorite blanket, and let's dive in, shall we? So there's an emotion that many high-functioning women carry, but it's rarely talked about, rarely talked about. It's not sadness. It's not anxiety. It's frustration. Even that word, frustration, it even sounds like, right? So frustration is that kind of emotion that sits just beneath the surface. You know what it's kind of like? I'll tell you. You know when you sweep all the dirt underneath your carpet because you don't want to deal with it at the time, but then all of a sudden you notice one day, oh my God, why is there a big hump over top of my carpet? That's frustration. So frustration, what does it show up like? It shows up like impatience, irritability, tension in the body, especially in the hips. Do you ever feel when you're really frustrated, all of a sudden your hips are locked? It kind of feels like something in your life is stuck. You're stuck in mud and you just can't, you can't get out, right? And most of the time we're just trying to manage that mentally, right? We try to reason with it. We try to push through it. We try to stay composed and calm and tell ourselves we're just fine. But for many women, they don't realize something. Frustration, it's not just a mental thing. It's not just a mental experience. It is physiological, okay? Frustration lives and shows up in your body. So let's talk about that. Why do women suppress frustration? Because high-functioning women, especially over the age of 40, who's been nailing that for a long time, are incredibly good at staying composed and calm, right? They know how to be responsible. They know how to keep things moving forward. They know how to show up for work, for their family, their commitments, right? They know how to check off all the boxes. But because of that, frustration rarely gets expressed outwardly. Instead, it just gets managed. So you stay polite, you stay productive, you stay reliable, but your body still feels the pressure, right? It's almost like you can see the lid on the pot and it's just about to pop, but it's staying just a little bit contained, right? And here's the thing, when our emotions are not allowed to move, they don't disappear. They settle. They stay in the nervous system, in the muscles, in the breath, in the body. Think of the word emotion if you break it down. E-mo-tion, meaning emotions are meant to move, right? But they don't. So the frustration just stays there in the body. And you're probably wondering, well, how does frustration actually show up physically? I know I'm frustrated, but where do I look in my body to see if I'm frustrated, right? Because you'll automatically assume in your mind, well, yeah, I'm frustrated. But it's well, let's dive into the body and see, right? So you'll probably notice frustration in really subtle physical ways. Things like your jaw is just a little bit tight. Your shoulders that feel like they're just a little bit too heavy. The breath that never, quite drops into the belly. It kind of just feels like it's stuck more in the chest. Digestive tension, that's a good one. You feel knots in your stomach. Headaches. That kind of low-grade irritability that seems to appear out of nowhere. And you're why am I irritable? What's going on? And here's the thing, many women think that there's something wrong with them when they feel this way. But often there's nothing wrong. I want to tell you that in Chinese medicine, our emotions are just indicators. They're signals of where we're at energetically and emotionally. And your body is just holding that kind of energy, and it just hasn't been given permission to move yet, to move out. So that's kind of like the physical. It's like, okay, well, I can kind of understand that now. Yeah, my jaw is kind of tight. I kind of see that. But let's shift into something different. Let's shift gears. How about we talk about it through the Chinese medicine perspective, all right? Because traditional Chinese medicine is so my jam, and I love talking about it. And also, traditional Chinese medicine, or I'm going to call it TCM going forward here, so you know what I'm talking about. It has a really fascinating kind of perspective on this. So in Chinese medicine, all of your organs have associated emotions with them, okay? And frustration is closely connected to the liver. Now, not the liver in the Western medical sense, okay? But the energetic system that is responsible for the smooth flow of energy throughout our body, that's what I'm talking about, okay? So when that flow becomes stuck or stagnant, then certain emotions start to show up because the body is just always communicating with us, right? So frustration will show up, irritability, mood swings, kind of feeling like you're stuck in your life, feeling like things are just not moving forward. You're like, okay, am I stuck in a time warp or something? Like, why am I just not moving here, right? So in Chinese medicine, this is often described as liver qi stagnation. And interestingly, the season most connected to the liver is spring, because spring is a season of movement. Like we've been, sedentary, calm, still for the winter. We hibernate, right? So we're not doing a ton of movement. There's no real growth that's happening. But come spring, we have growth. Plants start to come back, right? Seeds pop up, expansion. Nature is like, okay, I'm doing my thing. I'm waking on up. But if the energy in your body has been stuck for too long, that rising spring energy can feel really uncomfortable. It can feel suffocating. So instead of feeling like you're growing, you're going to feel like you're irritated. Instead of having clarity, you're going to feel restless. Instead of feeling expansive, you're going to feel blocked. And let me tell you, I know exactly what those vibrations feel like. And it's so frustrating. It really is, because you're like, but I don't want to be frustrated. I don't want to be irritated. I don't want to be restless. I don't want to be blocked. Like, I just want to move, right? But you're like, I can't. And it's like, why can't I? Because you need to take care of your liver. That's why. So let's talk about how your nervous system is connected to this, because here's the piece that I missed for a long time, a really long time. And this is where the nervous system and Chinese medicine intersect beautifully. And when you get this piece, it'll almost be like light bulb moment. And you're like, oh my God, now I get it. Okay. So when your nervous system is constantly bracing, and if you've been in high stress states, in, flight or fright for a really long time, guess what? You're bracing. Your nervous system is bracing, and energy doesn't move easily. Think of like a garden hose with a bunch of kinks in it, and the water is trying to flow through. Well, it's pretty hard, right? Like to get water to flow through something that's got kinks in it all the time. This is what's happening in your nervous system. It's like you've got all these kinks and nothing can move. So everything is just bracing, or it's just like it's sluggish, or it's kind of like, okay, I move a little bit and I'm stuck. Move a little bit and I'm stuck. That's what happens. The body tightens. The breath, it becomes shallow. Your muscles start to contract. And emotional energy has fewer pathways to release. And what happens then? The frustration just keeps building. And it's not because you're an angry person. I really want to reiterate that. It has nothing to do with that. It's only because your nervous system and your body have been holding pressure for way too long, right? It's like the pot on the stove, you put the lid on it and then it's fine for a little while. And then all of a sudden it's like you start seeing like the steam, right? And it's brewing and it's building and then building. And it's building, but it's contained. But you can see that at one point, that lid's gonna just pop right off, right? And that's the pressure releasing finally. And this is why we get frustrated and irritated, even like angry and resentful. And we don't want that, right? We want the energy to move. So why does stillness help release our emotions? Because this is really cool, this next part, okay? So listen in here. Practices that we explore in what I call Modern Yin are really powerful. It's stillness, it's slow movement between poses, it's breath, it's acupressure, it's reflexology. It's practices that create space in your nervous system. And when your nervous system softens, something really interesting happens, okay? Energy begins to move. It's like the kinks, all of a sudden, they start to open up and there's more space, right? And so it flows. The jaw starts to soften, the breath begins to deepen, the body begins to unwind, kind of like the kinks in the hose unwinding. And the frustration that once felt like it was stuck begins to move and release. It's not dramatic, but it's gradual and it's gentle if you don't force it. And here's the thing, it's consistency. You know, once a week going, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do some yin poses and I'm going to release some frustration isn't the way to go. Small, repetitive moments of stillness is what trains your nervous system to feel safe and allows your body to release what it's holding on to. Okay? So this is why I have a 7-day spring liver reset program coming up in the SolefulYin yoga app. It is tying in perfectly with the TCM wood element season that starts on March 20th. This is the spring, right? And in Chinese medicine, the wood element is associated with springtime. So it is the perfect time to support your body in releasing built up frustration and restoring the natural flow of energy. So over the 7 days, we're going to explore simple yin practices, breath work, acupressure. There's a masterclass where I'm going to dive deep into talking about the wood element season and the tie-in with the organs and the emotions. And this is all designed to unwind your nervous system and to help your body let go of what it's been holding on to for years, maybe even decades. So if this conversation is something that you're like, yeah, I could really use some support, then you're welcome to come and join us. So I want to tell you one thing. I want to leave you with one thing. Frustration, it's not a character flaw. It's just a signal, right? Like it's a signal from your energetic and emotional body telling you that, you know what, something needs to move. Like if you think about an actual signal, like a signal just doesn't sit there. Like it needs movement, right? And it's the same thing with your body. Your body needs the movement. It needs the expression. It needs the release. And sometimes, honestly, the most powerful way to create that release is not by forcing it, but by stillness. And that's truly what Modern Yin is all about. It's where stillness does the real work. So thank you so much for pressing play on today's episode. I can't wait to see you in the next one. And you know what? At this point, I'm in my PJs again. And yes, they're Christmas pajamas, but whatever. And we're heading into spring, but you know what? It is what it is. And I'm just going to roll with that because otherwise I'm going to get frustrated, and I don't want to be frustrated because I've spent way too much of my energy and my life in frustration, and now I just want to live in peace and in calm. So I'll see you in the next episode. Have an awesome rest of your day.